Ladies and gentlemen, maybe I can say 2 or 3 sentences about how it's organized. Dr. Bernhard is the pilot, Mr. Kretschmann is the co-pilot. They will now drive towards Karlsruhe until the exit Flughafen Messe. Then they will turn around until Wendlingen, and then they will turn around again, and we'll meet them back here in Denkendorf in about 30 minutes. We'll see it live here for the first few minutes, and then we will always go back to the vehicle to see what's happening there.
So.
It's wonderful that you're the driver yourself. Gentlemen, please step aside so that we can move. I'd like to ask the 2 gentlemen at this point. Did you always have a truck license? No, I only got it last year. We'll now move on to the highway in the direction of Stuttgart towards the airport. This is a normal standard truck, 4x2, 4 wheels, 2 of them are driven. Usually 40 tons, normal standard truck. You can see the normal equipment, well, except for the cameras, they are not the normal part of the normal equipment. We only have them for today's event, but the rest is completely normal, 430 horsepower, usually with 40 tons. It's a very good truck, and many of the truck drivers that you will meet here at this rest stop drive this truck. Of course, this truck is a bit different. Of course, we installed some things that are different from what you find in a standard truck. The cameras in the front have some sensors that make the truck special, and what's also very special is this blue button. That's the magic button, so to speak. That's the highway pilot, correct? Yes, correct. This is how you activate the highway pilot. And when we are on the highway, as soon as we are on the highway, we will start the autonomous driving mode. Has enough space. Not really bad. King of the road. You can see everything, king of the road. That's what we are now. You can see now that the highway pilot is ready, and you could activate it and start autonomous driving. So if I push the blue button now, if I hit the blue button, then this is the world premiere. Let's do it, Minister President. And here we go. And now I let go of the steering wheel. Are you okay? Wow, wonderful. It's working. I can make myself comfortable now, lean back, and it's all up to the truck now. Can find the most comfortable position now, but you're not allowed to turn away, no, to look away. That's not allowed. You still have to remain in full control and observe what's going on. You have to see the traffic situation. But I can take my hands off the steering wheel. As you can see it, we're keeping the lane perfectly well. It's doing it in a very precise manner and a very reliable manner. You can see how it's keeping the lane. It is a bit strange at the beginning, I admit that. You have to get used to it, but after a while you get used to it and you feel safe, very safe. I brought some coffee for you. So enjoy the coffee. Here's to our maiden voyage, the world premiere of our highway pilot. And This is also the first time that you can really drink coffee while driving. What's your vision? By when do you think it'll be ready for real operation and move away from testing operations, or from this test mode? We are thinking that by 2020 we'll be ready. That's a realistic scenario. We are probably going to be ready a bit earlier, and we are trying to do that because our customers are much more interested, or show more interest than we expected them to. And also policymakers seem to be willing to set the legal framework that we need. So that makes us confident that it will be rather earlier than later to be ready for the market and to be ready for production. Well, we completely support you in this effort, because I think this digital revolution is happening at a speed in all spheres of life, and you're either in a leading position or you lag behind, you're lagging behind. And I think the traffic and transport situation is such that we really need it. The hardware, that's expensive. If you work on the hardware, it's expensive, it takes too long, and I think you have to make the system, the traffic system and transport system, more intelligent. That's crucial. Yes, I think it is one of the most important issues of our time, and I think we can make a contribution to it. We at Daimler, we have the technology, we're developing the technology, and if we are not making steps ahead, then we'll belong to the past. We want to be a part of the future, however, and this is why we do everything in our power to remain the leader. What I find really fascinating and interesting, and I've never heard about that before, is that it releases the driver. It means a stress release for the driver. I recently talked to the Chambers of Commerce and the industry, and they said there's a lack of truck drivers now, and I didn't know about that. In the US, they get high bonus payments now if they stay with the company for longer and continue to drive trucks, and I was completely surprised to hear that. I thought this was a segment where there were no problems of finding young drivers, but that's not true. Maybe I can say a quick hello from our stage and report to you that it looks wonderful. You seem very happy, and I would suggest that we allow you to continue your ride, and we will explain a few sentences, a few things about the technology, and then we will switch back to you. Enjoy the ride and talk to you later.
Yes, Mr. Martens, we're already on our way back. We just turned around. Feels really good. We could basically say, why not start standard production right away? But I think we need to do a couple of things there. We need to do more tests. We need to find out how the vehicle acts when it's raining, when it's snowing, what the limits are for the highway barriers. How about the lane markings? What can the highway pilot detect and do? What can it not do? And for that, we need to do a lot of testing, of course, over the next couple of years. Secondly, certification regulations, third issue, Vienna Convention, that needs to be revised. And then, once we've reached these 3 steps, I think that we will be ready for autonomous driving. Policymakers are on the job. Minister President is involved actively, and I really think that in Germany and in Baden-Württemberg we will be the forerunners. There are lots of communication tasks. Of course, people become afraid when they hear about new things. You have to communicate this early on. People shouldn't be thinking that the truck is driving completely on its own. No, there is a driver in there. Everything else is in the future, because right now we have a driver in the truck. There is safety that's guaranteed. Nobody needs to be afraid. It's not always rational, of course. The pilot is reliable, it doesn't get tired, it doesn't drink and drive, doesn't write any emails on the side, doesn't take a look at Skype. No, it doesn't do any of that. So this is actually an increase in safety, and we need to communicate this. Also, who is responsible in case of an accident, things like that. These are, of course, legal implications that need to be clarified. And, of course, we need to speed up because things are happening. The ex-Chancellor Schmidt, for example, said that the speed of democracy is really a snail's speed, a snail's tempo. And from time to time, we need a racing snail, as it were, in order to kind of keep up with development, to be where we need to be in the legal context. We need to be in a good position. We shouldn't slow development down. We shouldn't slow progress down. That's a very important point I'd like to make. Now we are coming to the end of our ride. I think that our maiden voyage was very successful. These are the last meters now. Then we will be done. We will be at our destination. We can see the spectators waving at us. They're standing behind the fence. Gentlemen, thank you very much. It was a great pleasure to be a part of this historical moment. It was a great ride. We are really looking forward to your feedback, and we'll see you here soon on the stage. Welcome back. Now, of course, we will allow you to ask your questions, but let's give the two gentlemen 2 minutes to arrive before we start. Thank you.
Entschuldigung, mach mal genau die richtigen Stände.